Shalom Chaverim, it's Rubitza with this week's parasha. But this week there is not just one, there's actually two parshiot. We have a double parasha this week. So get ready, Torah's down, love our Torah, and get ready for Tazria and Metzora. They are often together, and it's good because they're very similar in what they talk about. And what I find very, very interesting is this week's parshiot are about something that you have probably never heard of, and you are also an absolute expert in. Isn't that crazy? How can that be that you know very little or nothing about it, and you're also an expert? Here we go. Both parshiot talk about a skin condition called Tzarat. You've probably never heard of Tzarat. It affects your skin in all sorts of interesting and gross ways. It can be different colors, different ways. It can move through your hair, to your clothes. All right, you're like, no, I really am not an expert in that at all. Good, you are not. What happens if this Tzarat happens to you? You have to quarantine. You have to separate. You're an expert in this. Right? You have stayed in your home by yourself. You've socially distanced. You've worn masks. You've gone through this whole process and followed all these rules. And you know, more than anything, how it feels. So here's the difference between Tzarat and COVID. Well, there's probably a lot of differences. But there were not doctors and the CDC. It was the Kohen. The Kohen would check on your condition to see if you were all better. It did not involve shoving a stick up your nose, as you probably have gone for a COVID test or two. It involved looking at the skin and seeing what had happened. But really, the Kohanim, more than seeing it like a doctor, they could see that your neshama was healing, that your soul was healing, that you were becoming a better person. And when you had achieved that healing place of being a better person, then someone with Tzarat could come out. If they had healed not just their skin, but their skin had healed because who they were had healed. Then they could come back out and be around others. If not, they had to be quarantined. They had to be at home, and they did not have Zoom like you do. So we have this Zoom, we have a lot of things going on, and we don't have the Kohanim. But my big question to you, no matter how big or how small you are, when we leave this quarantine, has your neshama gotten better? Have you worked on who you are so that you're really ready to be out around people? That the big time out, that's what happens when you have Tzarat. You really have to go in time out. That time out time helps you do better, to be even better. So, my bracha to all of you, big, small, and in between, is this time that we've been apart. Means that when we get back together, without Tzarat and without COVID, that we are amazing together. Shabbat Shalom.